Hello, Chris. Yeah, it's we should have a special stream here. Nerdcube and haligh are facing off essentially for the arena crown, is the news. So
Um, yeah, and also Zoras is probably on there. Like they're making it kind of work in that way. Basically, what they're doing is that Holly and Zoras are going to queue up first, and then I'm like a 30 seconds later, then Zoras is gonna queue up, and they're gonna have like super strict things, and hopefully it works.
yeah,
It's
it's always a bit hard to organize arena games
yeah.
that way. So
Like a friend and I queued at the same time the other day, and like we barely made it in together. So it's a bit of a gamble getting in at the same
yep.
time.
But
Uh,
yeah, currently Nerdcube and haligh are tied in the arena ratings at well, technically Nerdcube's slightly ahead, but they both are showing at 1861, and nobody else is close. So it's essentially those two facing off for the arena crown here.
Hold on. Did you say nobody else is close? I think you're seeing somebody in this
Ah,
arena.
that's true.
That's
Bizzell is only 90 arena points behind.
only
So
90. Okay, let's do this math real quick. Okay, an average game of arena, let's say, takes an hour and a half, I would say, right?
yep,
The
yep, that
thing
seems about right.
ends in 12 hours, so I
Yep.
have
So you have 8 games, let's say roughly.
yeah, let's say 8 games, right? Back to back.
Yep.
And if I get 7 points per game, I'm not even
You're
close.
you're still yeah, correct. You need to run into some real stiff competition. Like yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. Like Deep Finesse is 52 behind, and then Zoras is 54. Like they're just nobody's really close to Nerdcube and haligh. So one of them will likely be our next arena champ, and it sounds like they're trying to organize a showdown here, and hopefully we'll get that and be able to broadcast.
Yep,
We'll
and we
see.
are
I'm team haligh. How
oh,
about
well,
you? Are
I mean,
you're part of Big Cube or?
yeah, I'm literally part of Team Nerdcube, okay? Like
All right,
I I am literally part of this team.
that's
We
true.
have
You
a
are.
flag in progress, I've been told.
All right, nice. I
Uh
I mean, I got nothing against Nerdcube. I'm all like, he's a great player. He absolutely, it'd be cool if he wins again. But he's essentially pulling a hat trick, and so he's kind of like the Patriots. He effectively won season one in my book because Sprockets actually won, but he played only async, and Phileas Fogg got second and played only async. So Nerdcube was top of the real time players,
mhm.
and then season two Nerdcube won, and so I don't really feel like cheering for the Patriots. I'm cheering for haligh.
And I would like to point out who really made him win season 2. I think it was him, but also I helped. So the story is that during the hero run, we're gonna call it, of mine, at the end of season 2, when I said, you know what, I want to get to elite, but also I'm gonna wait till like 5 days before to like make that happen.
Yep.
Like I just ran into every single player, and I happened to run into Zoras all on the way and took him out. So it's fine. It's fine. I'm not claiming part of his victory. I'm just claiming most of his victory.
All
uh,
right. We do have a great arena table. We got haligh, Nerdcube, Zoras, and Myoblast have just started a game.
yep, and we're gonna get
So
into that in just a second. You see, normally I'm just the producer, so it takes like 2 seconds for me to get stuff in. But now I have
yeah.
to do stuff like a lot of work over here. So like, hold on.
But yeah, Myoblast is pretty good. And then Zoras, haligh, and Nerdcube are three of the best players ever. So
Yeah, like Myoblast, I'll
yeah.
put it this way. Okay, and we're gonna get to the game. Hopefully, worked. Kind of. Hold on. It like sort of worked. And we're
That's
good.
fair.
There we go. All right. So yeah, like Myoblast is kind of the player that, like, if I see him in an arena game, I'm like, okay, like I may lose, but like I've never been like, oh, it's him. This is bad.
Well,
Uh,
exactly. I mean, I'm just peeking. Let's see. His ELO is low 400. So, I mean, yeah, he's pretty good, and he certainly could win. But the other three are clearly favorites compared to him. But it's still a very strong table. Uh, and so, yeah, this is exciting. The track is pretty interesting too. Uh,
oh, All right, so let's talk about this opener or this nomads pick because I've been looking at a lot of nomads recently, or a lot of like high level nomads players recently, at least Chris Ho's games, and he'll just like start 3 trading post and say, I don't know, you guys do something about it. So, and
I
it
I am.
works.
It can work. I'm curious if that's what Nerdcube is slightly seeing here with trading post round 1, and the fact nomads are in first seat. They very well might get the trading post pass tile. It's pretty likely. So you could do a weird trading post opener with them. I personally don't believe in it a ton, but I've seen Zoras do it a few times too. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. The mid game towns can be pretty good. Nomads often can hit 2 during that round pretty easily. Temples in the final round is kind of a bummer for most factions because it just is hard to make points. Um, but yeah, we'll see. There's decent pass tiles this game though, so like not a huge scoring game, but pretty
Yeah.
average to maybe above average. The mid game earth coins can often be really important in these type of games too from the cult track. So I would
Mhm.
expect to see these players fighting to get up the earth track because coins and spades are really good rewards.
Yeah, what I'm interested in is the fact that he chose not to put giants in. Like to
Yeah,
me,
he's
that feels wrong. Uh,
Giants would be nice here. I I I am curious what else is going to show up. I mean, both blue factions look reasonable here. Mermaids, I think, are probably better, but Swarmlings, I think, have some play too with mid game towns and late game temples. Um, and then you have yellow as a neighbor. So I would assume we're going to see a blue faction. I don't know what else we're going to see yet.
yeah. Okay, so here's my big concern for this game, and this is just a concern for myself, not for everybody. But I have to leave in approximately, let's say, an hour and 45 minutes, and I forgot Zoras is in this game. So,
Yeah,
uh,
and they wound up in an arena table at normal timer settings. So games can drag out a little over 2 hours on those timer settings. And
oh,
haligh isn't helping you out yet either. So
okay, we're gonna talk to them in the chat. we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Can't
all
go
right,
on
we got
too
a
long.
dwarves pick. Dwarves are fun.
Yeah.
There's not many there's actually no workers in the cult rewards though, and there's no 2 worker pass tiles. So I don't super love dwarves here because I think they're gonna slightly struggle to get enough workers to really do what they love to do. But
They do have some inherent scoring though. So at the last round, when everybody's like, I don't know, I guess I'll make a temple, they'll be able to put some point on the board.
correct. That part I agree with. That's the upshot to dwarves here is that you as dwarves can also usually carve out your kind of 2 usual towns and build them in round 4, and then yeah, the end game can be just tons of tunnels for points. So that would be that would be pretty good. I'm expecting that we're still going to see a blue faction then, which would tend to mean that the last faction is going to be black, is kind of the traditional color arrangement. We've seen that a lot this arena season. So I would guess Darklings, but maybe somebody could try to play Alchemists here. Round 3 digs and round 4 towns with Alchemist is maybe a thing you could do, but
Yeah,
it'd be
it's
hard.
yeah.
It'd be hard.
So okay.
And I see Weber your comment that the pass shipping VP is kind of annoying for dwarves, and you're correct.
Yeah,
Dwarves have
go ahead.
they only have two pass styles here that they can really use for victory points. So dwarves are going to really want to get the trading post and the dwelling bonuses during the course of the game. But yeah,
Yeah, it could be worse though for dwarves. I'll state that. Like it could have the shipping pass tile and the shipping tile, the bonus shipping tile. So that it
yeah,
could be worse.
yeah, exactly. I don't think it's actually that bad for dwarves that there's just one of those tiles in the game. The rest of the pass tiles are pretty good. The other thing that I haven't commented on yet, but we have no pass spade tile.
Yeah.
There's pretty good cult spades at least. Anybody that could get the water in round 1's pretty happy, and then there's mid game spades. But
Mhm.
and now we do see Darklings, so I was correct that came in. Oh, and we saw Swarmlings as the blue faction though.
Yep.
So there's definitely a fight for spades early. This is a pretty common color thing we've seen lately. I think people tend to overvalue gray in these setups because gray often doesn't get much leech. but I would also expect to see Swarmblades in the east here, so they probably get some leech. I the initial upgrades are going to be really interesting here, where people start and where they upgrade, because that's going to determine a lot of the value for nomads and dwarves in particular.
Yeah, that's true. The I'm wondering if we're gonna see the west the west opening from all these factions. So that's the C1 Darklings, D2 Swarmlings, D3 Nomads. And that be the power circle. Or the elite circle.
Yeah, that tends to be what you see. There's no temp shipping in this game, so I think the big danger for Darklings starting on C1 is that they can get beat to B2 by nomads. But without temp shipping in the game, Darklings are much safer to be at C1, still make it to B2, and be pretty well set. But
yeah, I'm wondering if that's even a problem for them though. So I see when that sort of thing happens, right? Then they just go to A3, A4. And it's not pretty.
It's still doable, though. I agree. One of the interesting things for you, Chris, is it looks like you're using your own overlay, I think. But BJA has added hex values now that you can turn on and off under options.
I understand, and I appreciant that. But
your overlay's cool. It's all good.
My overlay is much prettier. And
anyhow, Anup and Bowser, I see you talking to the chat about picking Swarmblades over Mermaids. I think Swarmblades are pretty good here because Swarmblades often can hit 2 towns in round 4 pretty easily. So I would very much expect Swarmblades to hit 2 towns in round 4, get a lot of their points. Swarmblades actually love the temple event in round 6 because they need to build a temple in order to free up their last free trading post if they do the usual stuff. Plus, Swarmblades just have no ways to make efficient victory points, so Temple is kind of ideal for them since they're building one anyhow, and then nobody else can earn points.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Mermaids would have been pretty fine here too, but I think they're pretty equivalent. Swarmblades also should be able to get to 2 key towns, so then they might choose not to. They might not build 2 towns in round 4 because they might build a 2 key town early. I think Swarmblades are going to do really well in the cults here.
Swarmblades are going to pretty much take over the cults. The only faction that will probably annoy them is dwarves, and dwarves will probably take away 1 cult maybe, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I would expect we see Darklings are going to send a priest to water at the very least, and Darklings might even get the priest to earth first as well, so that we might see kind of culty Darklings. If Darklings are starting at C1, there's also the question of if they're going to try to connect to this matchup or not. Nomads tend to have quite good network, but Swarmblades probably won't have any network, and Darklings can sometimes beat dwarves. So, and with ship victory point pass in the game, it's probably a game that Darklings want to try to connect. So,
yeah, the only thing I will say about the whole Darklings being culty Darklings is that they're gonna get to 6 maybe on water and on earth, and then they're gonna pretty much stop after that because the rest of their priests have to go into digging, right?
Or ship upgrades if they're going to do the connection. Yeah, I agree. That's the big issue for Darklings is actually closing out cults. So
yeah, you can get to 6, but that's it. You're done. Get out of here.
Probably.
But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting thing. I need you to talk because I need to tell the players to hurry up.
I mean, they're bidding right now. The real question is how good are Darklings here? Darklings in this color matchup tend to be quite strong, but they're 4th seat here, so they're going to have slightly less leech. But, I mean, this is a pretty good Darklings game. The track is fine for them. There's great cult rewards for Darklings. So I definitely think there's a good reason people are bidding on them. But at this point, again, we have slight dwarves bids going on, and I'm just very nervous about dwarves when you don't know what the early leech is going to be like. You can be leech starved pretty bad as dwarves here. And I don't necessarily know what the nomads hate. I guess it's not hate yet, but
yeah,
I think the nomads have a game. I mean, they get to just upgrade to a temple. They take Earth 1. I don't know. They could do the weird trading post opening into round 2 dwellings always is an option for them still too.
Yeah, I really like that opening, especially because it suits the round bonuses. It looks cool, quite frankly. and that's kind of it. Like, I mean, it and also I don't think if they really want to try and get Earth 1, are Swarmlings really going to stop them? Like, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I suspect nobody has to rush Earth 1, but we'll see. I'm really surprised by the bidding on dwarves here. I think Swarmlings are better than dwarves. I think nomads are better than dwarves in my estimation, to be honest. So I've said it before though. I tend to find people love to bid gray in this matchup, and we're increasingly learning that gray often struggles. And I don't think this is a super good dwarves game. I think it's fine, but as I said earlier, without any cult workers, I think some of the best games for dwarves come when you get like 4 workers in round 4 or 5 from the cult rewards.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. All right, sorry. I had admin stuff to take care of. The players are telling me to go screw myself. So
yeah, I mean, they should just play their good game. I mean,
just like don't take forever on decisions. That's all I ask of these people.
I think they kind of understand that, but they also, I mean, we don't have the speediest bunch necessarily. So
oh, don't lie to me. This is the speediest group of them all. So for those of you,
it's no sprockets.
So for those of you who aren't aware, so we host the Fire 2 Open, right, which will be starting next month, almost to the day. Be starting on February 3rd. But if you get a chance between now and February 3rd and you haven't watched any of the VODs, right? So go to the YouTube, right? There's a link down below, right? Go look at the timestamps for all the games, right? And go look at the regular average timestamp, and then go look at any timestamp with Zoras in it. And then tell me how long the difference is between those two games. It's a minor world. So, anyways, back to this action, right? We see Darklings getting downbid pretty hard.
Again, Darklings are good here, so I always have a hard time knowing exactly how much to pay for Darklings in these setups, but I don't think it's terrible. I personally am still okay with Swarmlings. Swarmlings just make points when you play the kind of tall Swarmling stuff. You're going to hit 2 towns in round 4 if you want to. I think you can still do a really strong cult game of Swarmlings. I think you can use the trading post pastile Swarmlings. I think you can use the ship pastile Swarmlings. Towards the end of the game, you just have priests and coins. You just advance ship for points.
Mm-hmm.
I still, I don't know. I would be bidding Swarmlings slightly here. I would probably just be jumping to nomads pretty quickly too, and I would stop touching dwarves. But
at third, or you would move to nomads while Swarmlings are at 30.
No, so that's what I'm saying. I think I would bid Swarmlings like 3 victory points here and then jump to nomads.
Mm-hmm.
I still think I think I would have been nomads before I bid dwarves. I just don't love dwarves here unless I get a bunch of leech early. So the way dwarves are good is if Swarmlings start east, as do Darklings, and the leech triangle occurs over there, then all of a sudden dwarves are good. And so these players are kind of bidding like that, so maybe that's what they're doing. And then I guess I wouldn't like nomads very much, but I still think the leech triangle's in the upper left.
As do I. So it's yeah. We're probably gonna have the same problem that Chris O had when he played dwarves, which is, all right, well, you're out of the leech party for the first round and you're just gonna sit there for a little bit. Good luck.
Yeah, and it's okay, but it's just, yeah, exactly. Like it's hard to snowball hard, and then if you don't get a ton of dwellings down early as dwarves, you just don't have that strong of a worker economy. And then this game's a little awkward for dwarves in that if you don't have a super strong worker economy, in round 4, you're kind of being told, hey, build up and build trading posts to get your towns. And then once again, I don't have that strong of a worker economy. So how many tunnels do I actually pull off this game? And then how good is my game as a whole? I'm just not super convinced.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm not that convinced either. So I would like to point out one more administrative thing. So if you've watched any of our streams, right, we have that winners interview at the end, right, where we have like a list of names, right? However, I declined to do the list of names this time because I knew that we had 3 players, right? And but I didn't know the 4th player, so I didn't want to just like throw names up there. But the most fun scenario that I can imagine is Myoblast just like winning this game out of nowhere, and then I have to like message him on BGA and be like, "We need you for a winner interview right now. Good, do you have a webcam?" So
Yeah.
like
Oh, go ahead.
So the random guy last arena season, right? In arena season 2, did he actually win that game or did somebody else win that game?
Somebody else won.
Okay, somebody else won, but okay, that makes sense. But it was like him coming in second. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it was a swift defeat of Ringer.
So responding to the chat, it is still possible to sign up for the Fire 2 tournament, and you should go do that if you're interested.
Yep.
Chris can tell you exactly where to go or drop it in the chat.
I will drop it in the chat.
As for some of the other questions, I don't know how the spades are going to break down in round 1, which is also a big question here. I'm expecting Swarmlings are going to get double dig. I think they're going to possibly just take the worker power pass tile, and I think they're going to double dig in round 1, but they wouldn't have to. I don't know who's going to single dig, but it could be nomads or dwarves could wind up single digging. But anyhow, we see Eric jump to nomads. I think that's very good. Haligh has Darklings at a fairly fair price. Swarmlings got bid down a little. I still think they have a decent game, and I still think Zoras paid slightly too much for dwarves, but we'll see. I like nerdcube's position the best here.
Yeah, I do too. I think so the person, I forgot who said this at some point, but it's usually the person that ends up putting the worst faction in the game that gets them for 30. And I think that's because they have a plan for them at the beginning of the game. So
yeah, I think so too. And again, so I think nomads we could see a weird like triple trading post nomads opening.
Mm-hmm.
And Zoras is saying he really wanted nomads and he pushed his luck too much. And so, yeah, I absolutely agree, Zoras. I think you wound up with a slightly crummy deal. Nomads have a great deal here, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, again, it all depends on what happens with spades, though.
If the early leech happens around nomads might just get to open Earth 1. They could like pass first and get double dig in round 2 and put out quite a few dwellings.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, but yeah, I just think there's a lot of ways it can go well for nomads, and I don't see a lot of ways it goes like terrible for them.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, right? It's a matter of what you're playing for, because at this point in the meta game, let's call it, right? We're looking at Nerdcube's only thing he needs to do is beat haligh. Right? Like
that's true. This really is just a game of haligh versus Nerdcube.
Yeah. Now Zoras can still win, right? And he still can come up and sit there for 10 hours and play this game. Is he going to? I don't think so, but he can. Now the drama behind this, right? Because I don't think we talked about the drama enough about this, right? The drama behind this is both haligh and Nerdcube have an agreement, and I think Zoras does too. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that.
Oh my. This is interesting. Okay.
Oh, that is very interesting. We'll get to that in a second, right? But they have an agreement that after this, they're not going to play any more arena games. So whoever wins this takes home all the glory.
Correct. And so that's why, I mean, this is a huge game. This is who's going to be our Arena 3 champion. And so it is very exciting. And anyhow, haligh kind of surprised me. I thought we were going to see C1 Darklings and a Leech Triangle up there with Swarmlings, but he elects for E5 instead. That does put a decent bit more pressure on Nomads, because Nomads probably wanted to start center, but now they're likely not going to get that Brown Hex.
Do they really care about that Brown Hex, though?
At that point, not really. You just, honestly, I think you just give up on dreams of a center town. But then the question becomes, where do the Nomads get towns this game? The only way that they maybe get towns is if Nomads goes for a stronghold at some point, but I don't think they like. There's no pass tile and there's no stronghold scoring round, so there's not like nothing in the game is really telling them to build a stronghold to score points. So the Nomads game is more awkward now than I thought because of that starting placement.
Yeah, and I think this is where that meta game comes in, where
Yeah.
if you start that leech triangle there, then it's much better for the Nomads, who theoretically got a better deal.
Yeah, I mean, this is still really interesting too. With Darklings over in the east, though, they're kind of going on the north portion, which makes sense. I think that means they want to connect through the top.
Yeah.
But with Nerdcube going up top now too is Nomads. I think that's the right spot to go here. It's an interesting battle for some hexes between haligh and Nerdcube.
Yeah, I
Darkling's
agree.
connection is not guaranteed here.
Yeah, Darkling's connection is definitely not guaranteed, especially with the, let's bring up the overlay, B3 or A7 being under contention early.
Yeah.
And B3 if they do get a stronghold being under contention as well.
Yep. So interestingly, Darklings take worker power instead of the priest that I thought they might take. Usually worker power, I don't hate worker power. It usually means that they're going to build a temple and a dwelling, which is fine. But
Yeah.
It also means nobody took a power tile or like nobody else took power tile. So the spades are still really uncertain to be who's going to take what.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Swarmlings are going up the water track. Sounds about
Swarmlings
right.
send priest to water before Darklings can. I think that's a really good move from Myoblast. Swarmlings love cult rewards. Getting a cult spade is a very efficient path for them. It also looks like Swarmlings will still just get double dig if they want it, which they probably do. And so it's just a ton of early spades for them, which is nice.
It's starting to look good that I did not actually have names on there.
Yeah, Darkling. Oh, sorry. Darklings go ahead and secure that center hex. Also makes sense. I think Nerdcube would have single dug that brown as his next action here, probably.
Agreed.
Nerdcube did not take the trading post pass tile, which suggests he's not going for silly trading post opening lines. I think he's probably just going to build a temple this game.
I am immensely disappointed.
The real question for him is if he wants to take single spade here or if he wants to try to save for double spade next round.
I think he should take single spade, but I am a sucker for single spade, so take that with a grain of salt.
Single spade's very reasonable. I don't hate it, but I think I personally would like to delay and take double dig next round, but the problem with that is he might not get the leech for it, and he is doing some weird quasi trading post opening.
Yes. Give me the quasi trading post weird things.
I think it's just going to be 2 trading posts. I think we're still going to see a temple, and then I think he will pass first and try to go for double dig next round. So he'll have a temple, a trading post, and a dwelling on the board, but I don't love it.
You know what? You may not love it, but I do.
It's interesting.
I think it's one of those things that we can see a regular Earth 1 game, and that's fine, and it's no big deal. Or we could see something fun and maybe learn something today. I am a fan of the fun.
Dwarves don't take single spade. I thought for sure they would.
Yeah, I think everyone's punting on that decision.
Yeah.
And I do this every once in a while too, right? So I will take I will make moves like that and say, all right, somebody else make a move and tell me what I'm doing when I just can't decide. So
I guess in Zoras' defense, it's not there's no guarantee Swarmlings are going to take double dig. I think they're going to, but I guess with what Nerdcube just did, I don't think nerdcube wants single dig anymore this round because he can't build on it anyhow.
Yeah.
So I guess I do understand dwarves just delaying here. Maybe in some crazy world dwarves get double dig, and if they don't, I think they still do just get to single dig.
I think it also has to do with trying to see where the are trying to entice people to build around you, right? So if you're trying to get
Yeah,
darklings to build or to upgrade in the center, right? Then they're gonna say, okay, he has a single spade. He's gonna want to do X, Y, Z.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, and the other, and I get the other players not necessarily upgrading to their temples yet because you're kind of trying to encourage people still to build next to you. But by the time you have a temple, they know you're no longer upgrading. So all these players are kind of like, hey, build next to me, give me leech. And dwarves just got more leech,
yep.
which is pretty nice.
Yeah, and we see what's interesting. I'm really interested about or with this in this idea of not digging next to nomads, right? So we see Myoblast digging on the west side. Yes, digging on the west side on that green hex rather than the black one. What are your thoughts on that?
Uh, yeah, I don't even know. We
Okay.
see we see Earth 2 dwarves, which I thought was a possibility. Um, like getting the extra worker income is nice, but
It
I
seems
don't
we may have an issue with the overlay, so we may have to fix this right quick. Um,
um
so
I still have no idea where swarmlings are going to upgrade. Swarmlings are going to determine a lot here about how good nomads are and uh how good dwarves are. But I don't know where he wants his stronghold, but I'm kind of guessing his stronghold is going to go in the east, which is going to help the dwarves a lot.
ah, okay. Sorry, I saw I figured out what happened. So at one point I played on this account for a blitz game and turned off all of my animations.
Yeah.
This explains so much. Okay.
And
All right.
indeed, Swarmlings are going to put their stronghold in the east. So this does help the dwarves out a decent bit. This is a lot more early leech than I thought the dwarves are going to get, and it's a lot less than I thought nomads were going to get. And that is helping to justify. That's helping to justify, and indeed, that's what Nerdcube is saying. Nerdcube took nomads expecting to get more early leech, and he's not.
Yeah,
And so
it's
now he wants to trade for dwarves, and I kind of agree. Dwarves are getting a lot of early leech, but now Darklings are upgrading center, which makes sense. Swarmling or Darklings want to put their sanctuary town right in the center, so Nerdcube can still pass here for double dig because Darklings will feed him. So I think Nerdcube has to pass here so that he gets double dig next round.
yeah. And so okay. So he's gonna be able to dig next round. What pass tile is he taking? I assume coins and dwellings.
Yeah, I think you have to take 3 coins and dwelling scoring. It's not great because you're probably only going to end the round at 3 dwellings, but 3 coins and 3 points is an okay pass tile.
Yeah. Would you rather the workers and the 2 points? Because it's a different.
Oof. Actually, I forgot. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is part of why I don't like building early trading posts because he's only producing 2 workers here, so he can't even. I guess he can only build 2 dwellings. Yeah, I guess that's fine. He only needs to build 2, but ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I would rather lose the coin or lose the 2 coins and lose the 2 coins, lose the point, and have an
I
extra
think,
worker.
yeah, I think paying 2 coins and 1 point for a worker is probably was a good trade for him.
Yeah.
But
And you also have that, or you also have the situation where other players aren't going to be able to uh On the flip side of that, do you have a situation where all the other players aren't going to be able to use this pass tile, this trading point pass tile, right? Swarmlings maybe can use it. I guess Swarmlings can use it, but that's the only person who really wants that pass tile. Whereas other people, I think, would want the other one more.
Yep. Darklings do send a priest to Earth. That's kind of what I assumed. So Darklings are going to open with a temple. They're going to have 2 dwellings. They're going to have priest to Earth. It's a pretty good opening for Darklings.
Okay, let's talk about this priest to Earth, because I have vastly different experiences with priest to Earth, and I want some discussion on this one, because everyone always says, all right, priest to Earth, Darklings are great, right? They're going to be great 2 rounds from now. What is that priest doing right now? That priest could have been an extra worker. Or that priest could have been an extra dig for a dwelling next round.
Possible, although he'll have another priest next round to do a dig with. He's going to make a temple. The big question is, basically at this point, the Dream Darklings game the Dream Darklings thing here would be that he somehow gets a worker's power action and a coin's power action, so that he can end next round by building a sanctuary and 1 more dwelling.
Mm-hmm.
He's close to being able to do that, but he needs a bit more power.
Really, you would like the sanctuary over having overtaking just putting a bunch of dwellings out there?
Yes. Even though it's a dwelling round, I still would just like to build my sanctuary. I'll just do some digs the next round. The points will equal out pretty much.
Interesting. Okay. I'm not anti it. It's just it's a difference of opinion here.
To be fair, just building a bunch of dwellings next round is fine. And then build a sanctuary round 3. That's also a totally fine line.
I think that's where we differ on this run. Is I'm looking at this from the perspective of, okay, I want to get a bunch of dwellings out. I want to keep that priest because I want to be able to dig next round. But you're looking at it from I want to build a sanctuary so I could use all the power I can get.
Early sanctuaries are just really good for Darklings, but I don't know. We'll see. With that said, Darklings go Earth 2 here, which is suggesting to me that they're almost certainly going to go Sanctuary for Earth 1 next round.
Yep, I absolutely agree with that.
So
what do
I
you
don't
think
we're going to see dwellings from them.
What do you think of Zoras going Earth 2 rather than Earth 1?
I've done this as dwarves, and I don't really like it that much, because now you have to probably build another temple for Earth 1, or you're just not going to take Earth 1 anytime soon. And where are the points coming from this game? I guess late tunnels will be the answer, but one of the other interesting things we just saw is that Swarmlings declined to build another dwelling last round. I'm not sure if that's just because he's chasing the dwelling points this round, but I don't really like it. I don't hate it, but I don't.
I'll go as far as to say I hate it. I'll be the bad guy here. So
the interesting thing with Swarmlings is, like, you don't actually get to snowball very much as Swarmlings. So, like, 1 extra worker, is it worth 2 points to them? And for most factions, the answer is yes, because you can snowball so easy. But with Swarmlings, I don't know. I'm more willing to give them some leniency on just going for greedy strats.
Yeah, okay. So I understand that perspective, right? I totally get that perspective. The problem I have with it is that you're already in a stunted economy to begin with. So it's less about being able to snowball quickly, right? And more about being able to get any workers you can. Because workers, you need them really bad, and until you're making a town, you're going to be short on workers forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's worth chasing the points. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at the chat, welcome Lumen and his party of Grick friends. Who won the auction, Lumen? I originally thought Nerdcube had a slight edge. He got Nomads for 30 and what I thought a good Nomads game would be, and I still think he's doing reasonable things, but it isn't as pretty as I imagined it in my head, so I don't know.
Yep, I agree with that assessment.
Otherwise, the auction's pretty fair. Like, I don't really think anybody got away with anything.
Yeah, there was no somebody getting a faction 30 that should never have been 30. So.
Yeah, at best, I think Eric got, or nerdcube got, I thought he had like maybe a 3-4 victory point edge out of the auction, and now I'm not even sure of that. So
yeah. Okay, so now let's look at what Swarmlings are doing now. I'm gonna guess they're building two. They're gonna build 2 dwellings and then a trading post and then be done. They've got 2 extra workers then.
so I
Oh,
I think I think you're right. I think they might only be doing that. The other alternative is a they build a dwelling and a temple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, given he has the trading post pass tile, though, I don't actually think the temple's worth much here, because you get 2 points for passing with the trading post. So I think you just end this round with 2 trading posts and you build your first temple in round 3.
Yeah. Which means they're not going to be able to take the cult very easily. They're going to be fighting for cults the rest of the game.
Yeah, not having priest production is going to be a bit of a downer for them, I think. But
I think this comes back to, and I'll be the bad guy here again, right? This comes back to him not building that dwelling last round, right? If he had built that dwelling last round, then we'd be talking about his ability to build or get a temple, build another dwelling, right?
yeah, he did just use the power action for priest, so I mean, I guess he's hoping to send priest to air here. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah. I guess that's an
Yeah,
acceptable thing.
it's okay, but I'm not sure I would have used my power for a priest here either. I think I would have hoped to get this leech that I just did and probably just take coins.
Yeah, he needed the
But
coins. He's gonna need coins really badly.
yeah, I think so. Now, with that said, I think Swarmling's game is still more or less kind of on track, though, because it does look like he pretty easily is going to hit 2 towns in round 4.
Mhm.
All he needs is a double dig, and then he already basically has, like, the double dig needs to go in the east, and he'll have his hexes, and he'll have that set up. The west one's a little less clear. I think it's going to be a sanctuary town, and it should be.
Yeah.
But that's where I think he needed coins, because he's going to need a coins power action eventually to find it, to be able to afford the sanctuary, I think.
Yep. Agreed. So
Um,
okay. So now we're looking. Let's look at Darkling's game real quick because we have to talk about them at some point. They've gone the sanctuary route. Do you think they're going to take the worker power action after this? So
in order to put down a dwelling, I
yeah.
think not.
Okay.
So given that they have Earth 2, their worker production's pretty good and their coins are iffy. I mean, they have lots of coins coming at the end of next round, but if I'm Darklings, I'm just taking the 7 coins power action again if I'm allowed to.
Okay. So what do you think they're doing right now then?
Taking the 7 like literally this action right now, they take 7 coins.
Okay.
And then they pass, and you just have you have 4 priests next round for a dig round, and you build all your dwellings then.
You know what? I like it. See, this is great. This is why I have a cookcaster here.
Yeah. So if I'm Darklead, actually, to be fair, if I'm Darkleads, I might pass here. I guess I don't know what I'm passing for. I don't know. You because they can just take the 7 coins action at the start of next round. That's fine to me too. I don't
passing
care,
for worker
but
power.
yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe, but that they don't really need to. I think what they would really like is to get Nomad's tile. But will they be able to? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I will say that they're playing with fire a little bit with this northern or this eastern brown hex that Stormlings can dig, and they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Swarmlings are going to go after that, but I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Swarmling should have gone after that first round, right? Because he
had a chance when Darklings didn't have a priest left, and so
yes.
he could have tried to disrupt them, and that is fun. But yeah, I don't know if it would have been right.
Okay, so Darklings do pass. They're gonna take 7 coins next round, probably.
I would expect them to open with 7 coins and just have a million coins.
Nerdcube is taking. Go ahead.
Nerdcube is taking ship, so it looks like he's saved his priest and he has a lot of coins. So I'm assuming he's going to try to advance ship. possibly twice, because if he gets to advanced ship twice, there are a lot of yellows he can reach.
Oh, absolutely. He's definitely. I'm assuming that he's advancing ship twice.
That's my read too. That's kind of his style here too, I think. So I think it's pretty good for him. He advanced the ship twice, puts out quite a few dwellings.
Yeah. Puts out a bunch of dwellings. Can he do it 3 times? He could, but is it good? I don't think so.
Yeah. Otherwise, dwarves did a tunnel this round, and I think I'm good with that. I like that he's continuing to get more worker production going. I'm curious if he's just going to single dig here. Like, I think just getting lots of worker production is good. He still doesn't have Earth 1 though, and I guess maybe he's just never going to go for it. But
yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
And I think that's okay.
Okay, so they do take the spade.
Yeah.
It's a fair bit of power for everyone involved over here.
Yeah, the leech has been pretty good for everybody this game, actually. At this point, everybody's got pretty good power. Swarmling's got quite a bit of power again and are so close to being able to take the 7 coins action, but they have to burn a token and go below 6 tokens, which they don't want to do. But
yeah, can't afford it.
If I'm Swarmlings here, it's so painful that if I'm Swarmlings, I think I just made the wrong move by building that dwelling. I think I would have built a temple in his position, because the temple I can take water 1 and get 2 power and then take 7 coins and then build the dwelling.
Yeah.
And still have all my power tokens.
But I like that idea a lot more. But yeah.
Yeah, but as is, I'm not sure what he's going to do with his power. I mean, he's going to produce a bunch of power again, so he might just have to convert power to coin anyhow. But when the 7 coins action is so close, it's really painful not to take it here. But
yeah, so we see.
So in the chat, so deranged. The problem is Swarmling's temple costs 6 coins, so he could convert a worker to a coin, but that's also really painful. So that's why I said he needed to build a temple first. And he's just building dwellings, which is fine. This is fine, but it's not ideal that he can't take 7 coins action.
Yeah, this is capital F, fine. So okay, dwarves have done some really nice things so far. Dwarves need coins a lot, but
that was cool that he took the worker's power action to do another tunnel, and it actually just gave Swarmlings the 7 coins he needed. So that was really fortuitous for Swarmlings, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm actually curious if Zoras should have taken whatever that other, like one of the other grays that wasn't next to Swarmlings, but I guess he's scared Swarmlings might steal that hex from him otherwise. But
yeah, I think also in this, I was living in a world where he wanted them to take that coin power action because he didn't want him to pass, but that world is ridiculous and not actually a thing. So back to reality. So we're looking at. Let's look at where we are at the end of round 2, right? So we have nerdcube with 40 points. He has 3 dwellings, a trading post, and a temple out in water or in Earth 1, right? He's gonna be able to put a bunch of dwellings out next round, but not a bunch of digs.
Haligh, yeah, he's not digging, but
yeah, Haligh is going to be able to dig a lot, and has enough workers to be able to support that, as well as has the coins to support it as well. If he takes the coins power action, we have Myoblast, who is sitting at a fair bit of trading post and dwellings, but no temples yet, which means his end game or his mid game with cults is going to be very awkward. But otherwise good, right? And then we have Zoras, who has made a ton of dwellings, and but has a minor coin problem, but not that bad of one.
It's not that bad, and the big difference here too that's about to come is that both dwarves and darklings have done well on the Earth cult, and that's about to pay out a lot.
Yeah.
So both of them have quite a few more coins than you'd think, which is helping both of them. Swarm leads look to be on track still, I think, to hit 2 towns in round 4. So that's pretty big. But I think Darklings are also going to hit 2 towns in round 4, because I think this round we're going to see Darklings make the space for the center town and the east town. And then next round, they're just going to build trading posts to make those towns. They might only go for 1 town, we'll see. But regardless, like Darklings are going to hit a town. It's not clear that Nomads are going to hit a town in the town round.
Yeah, that's going to be bad if they don't, in my opinion.
And it's not clear that Dwarves are going to hit a town in the town round, because they've already done a decent number of tunnels to up their economy, but they haven't done much. Like, their only upgraded structure is a temple, and there's no digs around that temple. And then in the center, they've done digs, but they haven't upgraded there. So I'm not yet sure if or how Dwarves are going to hit a town.
Yeah. So now let's see.
And haligh. Yeah, I was wondering if this might happen. So Dwarves have been lazy about securing key hexes, and haligh has so many workers, he just double digs that green and messes up Dwarves a lot.
That's not good. Yeah. I was wondering when that was going to be taken.
It's quite good for haligh too long term, because that hex now means he probably can connect this game on only 2 ship, because he can 2 ship to that northern black, 2 ship to these other blacks, and then hope to connect.
Yeah, I agree. And my question is, right, why didn't Zoras take that dig there last round, right, instead of the dig on the south, or the dig in the center?
The only big difference here now is haligh didn't take the coin's power action now, which is fine. But I think nerdcube, if he's going to advance ship twice, I think nerdcube should just take the coins here. But he could also double dig. So I'm sure nerdcube's having a tough choice right now on which he wants more.
Yeah, the double dig means that he is going to be able to make a town next round, definitely. And he takes the double dig.
That's a good point. Yeah, and the double dig comes with 4 points right now too. So I think it's right. Yeah. But now that he has 2 spots to build on, I wonder if he only advances ship once this round.
I still think he's advancing ship twice.
It could be, but
I mean, it's 3 extra points. You don't need the priest right now. What else are you using them for?
Yeah, I don't know. Zoras in the chat's a little annoyed at haligh, and I get it, but at the same time, I think this, like I said, I think this helps haligh avoid having to pay for extra shipping later. I think it helps his connection possibilities a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, there is some saltiness in this chat.
Yeah,
I am.
But I mean, it is a big blow, and I guess like it's not super foreseeable, but
I don't
at the same time, I agree with you, Chris, that like haligh took that green in the center. I guess yeah, I don't know. Maybe Zoras did dig the wrong spot last round, but
so okay, let's look at it this way, right? So we're looking at these 2 greens, right? Because the only reason you dig that extra green is because you're worried that Darklings are going to take it, right?
Yeah.
So let's say they do take that green. Oh, all right. I guess I'll take the green in the north, right? This other green in the east, if he takes that green in the east, what does he do? There's nothing he can do now.
Yeah, I'm curious what the Swarm leads do. I'm sure Swarm leads wanted double dig. And he takes single dig, which I don't
agree with.
I don't like this. I don't.
I love how diplomatically you talk about this game and how undiplomatically I do. The difference I don't like it compared to that's trash. That's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that's fair. But Basically, broadly, why I don't like that is like I think he really needs double dig next round on the west town, and like it also is starting to look like he's not going to build his sanctuary, which I think is just a mistake for Swarmlings. The sanctuary is such a good building, uh,
Yeah,
and I don't. I guess he can form a town now this round and take the 2 key town, but like I think he should just wait till next round.
yeah. Why would
And
you
maybe he is
ever?
still going to wait till next round, I guess. He could build his trading post in the. Yeah, never mind. This still works.
It still works. It's just awkward. It's just so awkward because now
It
he's
is.
built 2 extra trading posts that he will not get points for because he should be taking our water one, right?
Yeah.
Um, like when is he getting points? That's the thing. So that's the beauty of Swarmlings. Swarmlings are the faction that you're just like you can sit there and look at the scoring track and say, I don't know.
Wow. So the crazy thing is Darklead still didn't take the coins, and they still got them though on the 3rd action of this round. Like this
Oh,
was a dream round for haligh. Like he got to do his disruption, and he still got the coins he actually wanted. Like
yeah, it's incredible.
absolutely nuts. Yeah.
And part of that, interestingly enough, is because Zoras built that structure down south. Because if he didn't build that structure down south, Myoblast would need the coins, so he would take the coins earlier, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was the instigator of his own demise a little bit, unintentionally so, but a little bit. The instigator of his own demise.
But yeah, haligh getting coins this round. Like Darklings are having a great game here. Yes, both dwarves and Darklings have 7 coins coming at the end of this round. But yeah, like it looks
Oh no,
good for
it's
haligh.
and I think he's getting the priest too.
So dwarves finally take Earth 1 here, which is good, but
dwarves.
yeah, I guess it's good.
Am I on a different game than you are? Because I'm not seeing dwarves take Earth one yet.
Oh wow, I might be slightly ahead of you. Dwarves just took Earth 1 on my screen.
Oh, okay. All right. Nope. We're good. I was hanging out. I was doing a thing.
No, that's fine. Swarmlings did take Water 1, I think, right? Yeah, they did. So
Yeah,
that's good.
it's fine, I guess.
Good. It's probably 1 round late. The thing I don't love, like I said, is I would have rather saved up my power and stuff, and also I think he maybe even could have built a sanctuary this round for Air 1. And instead he went for this single dig and build another dwelling, which is fine. But as you can tell, I really would like to see the sanctuary up. That extra priest production I think is really important for Swarmlings this game. I think they need priests to contest cults. I think they also need priests to potentially get on the ship pass tile for points.
Yep.
Dwarves building another temple means dwarves are going to contest cults quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm looking at this game and I'm not seeing how haligh loses. Right. So he got the coins. He got the priest. And he gets to do 5 digs in the dig round. Round 3 dig round.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, although I mean, so even though I don't love exactly everything Swarmlings are doing, they are passing back onto the trading post tile here. They're going to get to open double dig to start next round, so they will hit their 2 towns. Swarmlings should win the race to 2 key town if they want it, which I think they still do. So I don't know. I still am pretty happy with Team Swarmlings, but I agree. I have a hard time seeing how haligh is not going to win this, though. I mean, his economy is going to be great. His points are great. The only way I think haligh doesn't win this is if he fails to connect, but I don't see who's going to block his connection.
Yeah, I don't
He
see
has too many options now by taking that green. That green hex that he took from Zoras, I think, gives him such flexibility in connection, which is maybe partly what Zoras missed and why he would prioritize taking it. But
yeah. So all right. So now we are at the end of round 3. Where are we at so far?
we did see nomads go for the 2 shipping like you thought. So nerdcube does have a nice number of points, and if he gets to pass I think Swarmlings are almost certainly opening Double Dig, so whoever passes next gets the coins power action. And Dwarves and Swarmlings, or Dwarves and Darklings don't really need it because they have so many cult coins. But Nerdcube needs coins. That's his game needs.
He's got a trading
badly,
post. I don't see why he needs coins.
Yeah, that one trading post is really
2 coins, friend. That's 2 coins he's making.
That is. But yeah, presumably, I think he wants to build. I mean, the thing is, right, next round, I think he wants to build Sanctuary for Water 1 and build 2 trading posts to make a town. So he needs 12 coins.
Yeah. Okay.
And 8 workers. Does he have that? Oh, he does make 7 workers. So he has the workers. He just needs 9 more coins. So
I think at this point, I would build the other dwelling, though. You're already there. You might as well build it. You've already oh no, wait. I thought how that Nerdcube was before haligh. Okay, that changes some things.
Yeah, Nerdcube should pass for the dwelling scoring, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
It's a little sad that Dwarves just passed.
Actually, no, he doesn't have to. Because haligh doesn't have to, but he should be using his cult spade or cult point. He's not.
Oh, I think securing this points tile is the right move. Nerdcube's been playing a kind of greedy points game the whole way. He built that extra trading post in round 1 because it was points. He just advanced ship twice, mostly because it was points. I mean, he didn't even use the second shipping yet, right?
Yeah, but I can't. So okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just not seeing the reason why you wouldn't do it. Right? It is.
So the big reason, like, what if Darklings decides to skip their cult step to just take the points tile themselves?
Then you get 4 coins?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But so this is, I mean, the thing is, it's a little bit, we have to go back to, this is Nerdcube versus haligh, really, right?
Yeah.
And how do you slow down haligh, deny him easy pass tile points, right? I think that has to be part of the play. But one of the big breaks is about to come up here for Team Nerdcube. Will Zoras take the coins here? Zoras has 1 million coins, so he might not, and that would be a big break for Nerdcube.
Yeah, but why have 1 million when you can have 1 billion?
I agree. If I'm Zoras, I think I still take the coins here. I think taking the coins here as Zoras might even mean I decide to try to advance dig this game. But at the same time, I don't know. Dwarves need a lot of workers and/or digs. He doesn't really need coins.
Oh, I don't love this.
Correct. And so this is where I was saying earlier too, like, Zoras doesn't have Water 1 yet, and he might not want Water 1, I don't know. But how do you make a town this round without killing your worker economy in the future for doing more tunnels and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, and coins are gone.
He does take coins, which it's actually okay. So I said that Nerdcube needed 12 coins. He has enough power that he can just use power as coins. He's going to build a Sanctuary for Water 1 and build 2 trading posts to make his town.
Yeah.
I think that's very likely. I think that's a really good round for him.
I think haligh is going to be the one that gets out of the Water 2 game, or the Water 1 game.
You think he's going to get blocked?
Yeah. Well, blocked is a strong word. He's just not going to be able to get it. So
he's just going to.
So how is he getting it before Zoras gets it?
Yeah. You think Zoras is going to just build Sanctuary for Water 1?
Yeah. I can't imagine him not doing that.
I think that's likely. I agree. I think haligh is going to get Water 1 blocked.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think it's. Yeah, I guess it's a block. It's just. It just hurts.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, and this is my pettiness showing, right? If I have the ability to take Water 1 from him after he took my green hex, I think I'm doing it.
I do think it's just good for Zoras at this point too. I think, and he is going to do it.
Yeah, it's one of those, if it's 50-50, if it's good or not good, maybe. I think you do the one that takes away points from the person who made you last. I will say this until the day I die. Terra Mystica's game of politics. And
it can be a bit at times. It's fair.
Go ahead.
I do have to say, these players aren't actually taking that long anymore. They are playing pretty fast after the auction.
You know what? I appreciate it. I can't tell
Yeah,
you how much I appreciate this.
no, I agree. It's good. Swarmleads did make a town for 2 keys. They're going to get their second town in a sec and probably take an 8-point cult step town. So that's gonna essentially lock up water and air for them, and then they're mostly fighting to see if they can beat dwarves on fire. But even if they can't, I think Swarmlings are gonna get 2 firsts and like a second and a third on the cults, which is pretty good. Darklings settle for Temple for Fire 2. That makes total sense. Darklings are still gonna hit 2 towns this round then.
Yeah, okay. So I would like your take, because I've actually been thinking about this and debating this a lot internally, right? If you can get 2 towns with Fire 2, do you take that, or do you settle for 1 town and something like Air 1?
A lot of times I personally settle for 1 town, but
Mhm.
with Darklings, the math is slightly trickier because I just like building a temple. So I mean, I guess your point is you could just build Air 1 here,
Yeah.
but I guess part of it is I think if I'm Darklings, I still think I'm hitting a 3rd town in the north. When I try to connect, I'm gonna dig out enough hexes up there somehow to make a town.
Mhm.
In which case Fire 2 is still gonna pay future dividends too. Um, so I like
Yeah.
Fire 2 here from haligh. But with that said, I do think you're absolutely correct. I think too many players take Fire 2 too aggressively. Um,
I would
and
I
they'd
would like to,
often be better taking Air 1.
I would like to make a confession that I am one of those players.
Even though you named your tournament Fire 2.
That's why I named it
Open.
Fire 2.
Yeah.
That's you gotta make it. You gotta represent the brand.
Yeah. So for Barnawal, do I think the Darklings take 2 shipping towns here? It's possible.
God.
Darklings taking ship towns with their pass tile is reasonable. I slightly just internally shudder because I am a player that probably too dogmatically prefers to take high victory point towns. But yeah, there's no good reason that 2 shipping towns for Darklings isn't pretty good here.
That God from me was actually an actual shudder from me. I actually shuddered at this idea. Oh, I don't want to think about it anymore. Make it stop.
Just hurts. It hurts.
I mean, like, if that's the case, so I guess it makes sense because Apricia's worth 2 points to them, right? So I don't see why they would.
They essentially come with 4 coins, and then they have the ship pass tile right now. They want shipping to later connect, and they want shipping next round to build a lot of dwellings. So, I mean, the 2 ship towns actually makes a ton of sense. I think you're right. I think Darklings are going to take 2 ship towns if they're allowed to. Oh, interesting. We do see Swarmlings still going for the Sanctuary for Air 1, I presume, which I like them getting the Sanctuary. It's important for them.
Yeah, I guess.
He does take an 8 victory point town. That was expected, and this should be Air 1, and it is. So
Air 1.
The interesting thing at this point is where his mega town is going to go. I would expect it to go around the stronghold, but the dwarves have cult spades and are running out of places to go.
Yep.
So I really don't know where Swarmlings are going to build their trading posts. They have 1 trading post still to build here, and I don't know where it's supposed to go because it should be part of the megatown, but I don't know if they megatown east or west.
I think they should megatown west. And the reason is because at worst they have to at worst
Bridge to the north.
Yeah, they're bridging to the north, right? And at best they're gonna be looping around nomads.
They just loop around nomads, and nobody should stop them from that. Yeah, no, you're right. I think they have to do megatown, or you're right. I think they should megatown west, so we should see them put a trading post next to nomads.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm sure Nerdcube is not unhappy with.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what town Nerdcube takes here. Nerdcube is like me, that he doesn't really like taking coins towns, but it looks like he needs a coin town. Actually, he doesn't though. He has 3 trading posts. He doesn't need 1.
That's
but
right.
He has Earth. He does have Earth 1, Water 1, which is kind of my personal, like, it's more acceptable to take coin towns when you have easy ways to make points off of resources. So, but he just takes a worker town. That's
Oh, he's probably
Interesting.
building. No, I got nothing.
He could build a dwelling here, but like next round is dwelling scoring. Although he has the dwelling pass tile, so actually it doesn't matter that much. So yeah, he might just be building a dwelling.
Yeah, I guess.
He could just build another trading post, I guess, is the other alternative, and have mega coin income. Leverage the Nomads' 11 coin income by having all their trading posts down. But I don't think that's likely either. So I don't know.
This is one of those things I hate at specials. That I don't see it, but also Nerdcube is at least 1.5 times as good as I am. So
Yeah,
I love questioning these things, and my favorite thing is going to be hearing all the things I hear back from him as he's watching this. When he says, "Why did you question this? This was a genius move."
yeah, I agree. We're probably both gonna get a comment, in a few hours after he watches this about like, how did you not see the workers were the obvious play? I don't know. Maybe they weren't. We'll see. But yes, I agree. He sometimes sees things I'm not. Well, plus you and I both know this, but like when you're casting, it is pretty wild because we're jumping between 4 game plans. And so it can be a little hard to see the intricacies of one player's game plan because we keep bouncing around.
Oh yeah, 100%. As soon as I turn on casting mode, the all objectivity and our all like ability to just like see one person's plan is just gone, right?
Yep.
Because you're not only having to focus on 4 people's game plans, you're having to focus on being entertaining at the same time and seeming like you know what you're talking about. Much more important than actually knowing what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Team Nerdcube is already at 70 points here, but everybody's doing reasonably well on points. I am expecting to see Nerdcube pass in a second here, mostly because I think Nerdcube wants to just get the 7 coins power action.
He's got those 2 workers though. What else are you doing?
He also, he produces 7. He does produce 7 coins anyhow, so he doesn't super need I guess he could try to just delay for a pass tile, but I just don't see how he gets a pass tile because as soon as Swarmlings passes, I would expect Dwarves take the trading post tile. So I'm not sure how Nerdcube hopes to get a pass tile here.
Yeah. Okay, so let's think about this. He put the priest to Earth. He's already done that. He's got 2 more actions. He's got 2 more actions maximum. And everyone else has so many more actions.
I mean, Darklings only have to do 1 action, but they could do plenty more. And I don't think Darklings. I was gonna say Darklings aren't gonna let Nerdcube back onto the shipping tile.
No.
Willingly. So
they'll
just take a priest power action or something.
They'll take a bridge before they allow him to take that.
Yeah, that seems correct. Slightly interesting, Zoras sending a priest to water. I get that there's cult rewards for water, but if I'm Zoras, I might just be slamming priest to fire, hoping to win a cult.
Yeah. This is one of those traps that I think every player at every level gets into when it comes to late game priest on water scoring tiles, is that they see, oh, I get more priest, right? But by the time they get those priest, all of the priest spots are taken and they're using it to go up 1 on every cult. Or up 1 on a cult.
Times. I agree. A lot of times that could be what happens. But we'll see. One priest is worth something to dwarves, and he is gonna probably get second place on water now instead, and he probably can still just get second place on fire. So and he might not be able to win fire anyhow, because Swarmlings are almost certainly gonna build a temple for fire 2 in the final round.
Yeah.
So maybe it is right to just go for the econ and not even try to win fire cult and just let Swarmlings win it.
But is that econ, right? So he has to do another priest in there. So now he's throwing 2 priests.
He makes 2 priests around, and as dwarves, you don't have to advance shipping. So what are you doing with them? I mean,
advancing digging.
You're trying to score points. I mean, so advancing digging is like the cheeky answer, but he just doesn't have the worker economy of this game. He only has 3 dwellings on the board. I mean,
yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. You got me there.
He just doesn't have enough worker economy, which is so. I mean, this is again like I've been kind of worried about this for a while with the dwarves game. Like without the cult workers, I really do think you have to downgrade dwarves a decent bit. I think it's really important for dwarves to have workers in the cults, but we'll see. He does get 2 cult spades, so that part's nice. The big downside for dwarves is those cult spades aren't going to make towns. Like where are you?
They can. They can. He can make a town in the lower southeast
by taking the yellow.
Yeah, that's 4. Well, it's 4 digs.
It's 4 digs, and he has 2. Okay, you're right. He can make a weird town down there. I missed that. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Never mind. Okay, you're right. He takes the green and the red, and then he eventually double digs the yellow for another town. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. No, that actually makes his game a pretty decent bit better because I thought he wasn't getting another town, but
I'm not even sure if he's getting another town with it. But by God, it's an option for him.
It's a reasonable option at least. He has a decent path to it if it comes. So
he takes the workers here. I like that move a lot.
I like it too. He's just delaying. He really wants the Swarmlane's Pastel, I think.
Yeah, he wants somebody's Pastel. It doesn't matter who it is, except for Darklings. He doesn't want Darklings, but that's it.
Yeah. That part's true. But
okay, he's building a dwelling.
I was gonna say he is delaying, and he's just building more dwellings. I mean, it is good for his economy, and points wise, because he has the dwelling Pastel. He's effectively only losing a point compared to building them next round, and valuing a worker at a point is still totally reasonable. So.
I agree. I guess that's where the points come in for your sorry. That's where the points come in for the dwelling or for the workers town. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the workers' town let him build 2 more dwellings, and his economy is now back to he produces 7 workers, and he still produces 7 coins. So, like, yeah, I mean, he's doing well. I'm not sure I personally would take a worker town, but it was fine.
Yeah, I will say he's in this weird place right now where he needs to consider whether or not he is going to try for a 3rd town or even a 2nd town at this point in time.
So I think he's trying for a 2nd town, but the fact that haligh just built up near him is really probably the bad sign for him. I would expect haligh to deny nomads building another town, especially given the meta implications of this match.
Agreed. Yeah, and that town down in the south is just a hot mess without a sandstorm ability, which I don't think he's gonna get. So
I mean, he could, but yeah, do you want to build a stronghold just to sandstorm a hex just so you can make a bridge town? I mean, maybe, but
I don't want to think about that, but that's fine.
yeah, you should also slightly shudder at that. It looks like it does look like nerdcube could take a priest here and maybe outlast Darklings for their tile. He would burn below 6 power tokens, but I don't know if nerdcube ever needs a double dig again, to be fair.
I don't know. 100% Darklings are taking the bridge before they're allowing that to happen.
You think they just take a bridge power action?
I'm gonna be honest. If I was like, given the meta implications of this, right, and we have to always look at this through the meta lens, right?
Oh, actually, that's not even true. Sorry, he could 3 power to a worker and just build a dwelling, and then he could just dig.
Fair too. All right, fine.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I don't know if I would bridge block as Darklings, but I would totally just build a dwelling.
Okay, to answer Rickery's question, this is the final game of the top 4 or top 3 of the top 4 arena players, where they've all agreed to not play a single game after this. Asterisk, only haligh and nerdcube are confirmed on that one. So this is basically for all the marbles.
It's essentially determining the arena champion, and it's essentially just between nerdcube and haligh. But
yeah, so we at Fire 2 Tournaments provide this apparently every season now. I didn't know we provide this every season, but we've done it twice in a row, so might as well make it a thing now.
Congrats on buying yourself more work, Chris.
Yeah, we have a pretty overlay now, though. Look at this. It's purple.
It's good.
Oh, I like
very
this.
interesting. Yeah, nerdcube digs that, which this is kind of like this is very interesting. The big interest to me is like he's clearly trying to get another town up here.
Yeah.
And I continue to think Darklings are gonna mess with it, but I guess it costs Darklings a decent bit to mess with it, so I don't know how it'll resolve yet.
Yeah, it is a mess right now. So okay, so the things that Darklings can do, they can build on that hex and then dig the other hex to black.
Yeah.
Uh, it feels so bad. I mean, it doesn't feel bad. It just no, it feels
It's
bad.
not it's not great, and the problem is if like I think it is the right move though, because the other thing is I think Darklings really want a northern town, and if he doesn't build up there, he's not necessarily going to get it. Wow, Darklings just advanced ship again though, just for the victory points, which that makes enough sense too.
Yeah, I don't love it. But I can see why. Now now nomads are gonna have to pass, giving Darklings the pass tile.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is
But the
fine.
thing is, this does mean Nomads gets their town because Nomads
That's
gets to
true.
Cult Spade. Well, I guess Darklings can Cult Spade it back, and they probably will, because, yeah, actually they will.
actually, no. Actually, they will. They'll just
Yeah,
get it again.
the more I thought about that, I think Nerdcube will probably turn that brown yellow up next to his other stuff. Oh, actually, Nerdcube needs that to connect still, doesn't he? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Helleyes. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind. Nerdcube has connected around. Never mind. He
Okay.
doesn't need that to connect.
Okay. But
But
still, like, I think Holly also may want that blue hex because he has 3 shipping now. I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
missed that Swarmlane's advanced ship to build up here. I mean, I guess this is how Swarmlanes are going to hit their mega town, but
Yeah.
I don't I don't love having to take a bridge, but it's not that bad. So
I've done it. I've won a game recently where I did this, so that means something to someone.
it's again it's fine.
I would like to state that you have cursed this broadcast, and I will never forgive you for it. Approximately 20 minutes ago, you said the following phrase: "Man, these players are going so fast. We're definitely going to finish on time."
I did curse us because I said that and then they slowed way down during round 4.
Oh, yeah. I'm never making my appointment.
They were playing their moves quite quickly, and then yeah,
And then the problems hit, and they said, "Oh, see, okay."
all right.
Go ahead.
Darklings are digging Nomad's back like I expected they would.
Yeah, like that's fine, but this is just an annoyance to them. Nomads are still gonna take it.
Sure, but costing Nomad's 3 extra workers is a pretty big deal still. Like Darklings just don't care about digs. They have so many. Costing your opponent, like Nerdcube now has to hard dig that hex. Like, and he will. He doesn't care that much, but like it still does something.
It's an annoyance, I guess. I'm
Yeah,
annoyed
and
for him.
it
So
forces him to do it first action too, which is I don't know. I totally would have done this as well as Haligh.
yeah, okay.
The interesting thing to me is what Nerdcube's even going to do this round. My prediction is Nerdcube will dig that hex, build on it, and then how many dwellings does he have left? One more. He'll build one more dwelling, and then he's just going to pass for the ship tile again. I think.
Yep, makes sense.
Swarmlings are probably going to build that dwelling and make a bridge, and then also just want to pass. I don't know for sure.
I don't know, they got that. They have that cult point or that cult bonus tile.
Yeah,
So
he doesn't need that as much as he needs passing points. He just like Swarmblades have no, they have no network hopes, right? So the only thing Swarmblades really have to do this game is advance their dig, advance their ship, score points on the pass, and make a mega town. Like they don't need resources, they don't need economy, they just need points.
yeah. Now, there's talk in the chat about them double digging it to black instead of just single digging it to brown. What are your thoughts on this?
I thought that might be what Darkleads do too. If Darkleads made that hex black, I think that really slows down Nerdcube. And I think I would have done that. Because I honestly, this single dig actually doesn't hurt Nerdcube much at all. I don't think he really does care.
I would like to state that that question was a trap as soon as I asked it. I figured out it was a trap. Okay,
Sure.
so here's why that question was a trap. Gotcha. So there's that hex in the top next to the landscape that that nomads have, right? If he had dug that to black, then Nerdcube would have just taken that other black hex.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And it would have been an annoyance, but also would it have been better for him? Maybe. It would have provided too much of an annoyance, I think, if that makes sense.
I actually think you're right. I think you're right. I think that's clever. You're right. I think haligh was very clever here in slightly annoying Nerdcube, but still encouraging him to go that way rather than, if he fully dug it to black, Nerdcube probably takes whatever that's A7, A8.
Let's figure that out. Hold on.
A8.
It's A8. Got him.
Yeah. If Nerdcube takes that, it's more annoying for haligh probably. I don't think it's a huge difference, but definitely a slight one. At this point, haligh is just going to build quite a few dwellings, and he's going to set up a third town up in the north here. Zoras is going to have a pretty big round of just building a lot of dwellings.
Yeah, he's got to advance his shipping at some point, though.
Zoras?
I'm not advanced shipping, advances digging.
I still don't know if he's actually going to advance dig or not yet.
I can't see why he wouldn't. That's my theory on this.
He has the trading post pass tile, so like he just wants to probably build some more dwellings and trading post this round. Like the big issue is, I guess, advancing dig is 4 workers. I'm just not convinced he has 4 workers to waste.
That's fair. He may not. Okay.
Also, I don't know if I like that dig location. So it gets him another dwelling, but as we were arguing about, I wonder if he should have made this eastern yellow red and tried to set up this other town.
Yeah, I think so.
By digging there, I think he's essentially said he's not going to make another town.
Yeah, which I'm not opposed to. There's probably more points to be had by
just building dwellings and tunneling. Maybe. Yeah. He doesn't have many tunnel locations left either, though. I guess he can drop the Great Tunnel somewhere, maybe, but
yeah, I guess as well. This is a time. This is what we're gonna call a time.
Yeah. At this point, let's talk about who we think's actually winning. I think dwarves are not winning.
Yep.
I think Darklings are still in the lead here.
Agreed.
I think Darklings are gonna have a good network. They have an okay cult game. They have pass points, and they still have quite a few points to make. I think Nerdcube's having a pretty reasonable game. He has another town, but he just doesn't have a lot of points after that. I'm actually kind of surprised. I was slightly wrong. Nerdcube didn't. Nerdcube actually built a trading post here, and he hasn't passed yet. Yeah. I think he passes right now. Like he could build one more. He could build a dwelling, but I think passing now for the ship scoring thing is quite good.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things to where like once you have built that last dwelling, you've thrown on the gauntlet and said, all right, I'm passing next turn. You do it now or it's over, right? So that's tipping his hand a little too much there.
Yep, and he does pass for it right here, which is good.
Yep. I wonder if he's taking coins next round.
He has so many coins now because he actually produces 11 and he still has 8. So like he's gonna be at 19. I guess you still do it, but like
again,
what are they gonna do?
Why be a millionaire?
I guess just build temples. Actually, yeah, that might be what he does. He might build 2 temples, 2 trading posts to make his town, and then take another worker town to build dwellings. I don't know.
Don't you? He does. There's no worker town anymore. Okay, that pain is over.
Well, okay, yeah, so not that, but
that pain is over for us. Okay, we're not living in that world anymore.
I am curious how he's gonna make this town up north though, because like he could temple for fire too. I guess is one way to do it, or he could he has the resources to just build 2 temples and 2 trading posts.
Yeah, I think it's 2 temples, 2 trading posts, and probably one of those ridiculous three cult step
Yeah,
things, or maybe 2 water, which is the
he just
same
takes
thing as 3
water.
water.
Yeah,
But that's not even good.
it's
Oh,
not that good. Yeah, see that's why I don't. The more I think about it, I don't think he really does that. So he probably does just take temple fire 2, but then he would like temple air 1 too.
oh,
So
he's taking Temple Air 1. 100% he's taking Temple Air 1.
okay, and that's what I mean. That he has to build another temple anyhow in order to make the town. So
Yep.
or or build a stronghold, but yeah, I don't like that. So I don't know. We'll see exactly what he does. The rest of this round is really just delay now. Swarmlings really want that trading post tile from dwarves, but they're not after dwarves, so that's a problem. Darklings are slightly running out of moves. Darklings have a dig and then build a dwelling. Swarmlings, I haven't been paying attention. Are they upgrading their digs like they should be? Nope, they haven't. That's not good. I would like Swarmlings to take a priest power action right here. That would allow Swarmlings to, although Swarmlings also want a bridge, but yikes. As Swarmlings, I would really like to be advancing dig. It's good for points, and it would also allows you to just turn your workers into delay actions. And Swarmlings just really want that trading post tile. And I think Swarmlings could buy themselves the trading post pass tile, because I think Haligh is going to be forced to pass next. And then if Haligh passes next, I think Myoblast can continue to delay. Zoras will take the dwelling tile, and Myoblast will get the trading post tile.
Yeah, and I think that I mean, they need to take the bridge now, or else they risk getting bridge blocked, right?
Yeah, that's true though. They should just take the bridge. I mean, the thing is, they never actually needed the bridge, to be honest. Like they could have made their mega town with a fire 2 and just building, but
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
yeah, I think they should take a bridge, but instead they do advanced dig now. Yeah, so I like the advanced dig. It's great for points.
Yeah,
But
but like, what else?
I guess no. I guess nobody else can take the bridge. So yeah, I guess you just wait here for a sec.
Yeah, the
Um,
only problem I see with them not taking the bridge is what happens if they get put in a sticky situation where they have to pass early, right? Let's
yeah, that's
say.
true. That's true. They should have taken the bridge first, because. But yeah, Haligh is really trying to get Zoras's pass tile, and I missed how few action Zoras has left. Actually, this is not good. Uh, or it's not good. Like it's really great for Haligh, but it looks like Zoras is going to send a priest somewhere. It looks like Haligh will use their priest to dig, and then Zoras will pass, and Haligh is going to get to pass, and I'll call game at that point. But
That's that's fine with me. We can call a game anytime.
I mean, I think this game is pretty safely in for Haligh. It looks quite good, but like nerdcube still isn't that far behind in points, and he also has a pass points tile and another town and network. So like I don't think nerdcube can be that behind, but actually he never mind. Nerdcube is pretty behind, because the problem is Haligh's about to pass and be at least like 10 points ahead already. And I think Haligh's also ahead in post game, because Haligh actually has a cult, whereas Nerdcube has no cult victory points, basically.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there. Yeah, I think this is definitely Haligh's game to lose.
Yeah. Ultimately, Swarmlings just don't have enough raw victory points. I don't totally know if it's some of the small inefficiencies I was saying earlier, or if I just overvalued them during the auction, but
I
I
think
just don't
it's.
see them scoring enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's poor play is a strong word for it. I don't think it's phenomenal play. I think that's where I'm at on that one.
Yeah,
Like it's
I think it's Myoblast doing kind of what we expected. He's a pretty good player, but he had small inefficiencies, and against a table of experts, small mistakes tend to make you lose. Because one thing about Nerdcube and Haligh type players are, I mean, they're hyper precise and accurate. They don't leave you openings. Like they will almost always make the best move. So.
Yeah. So interesting thought. Actually,
Oh wait, I missed Zoras was able to delay. How did that happen?
he. You know what? I don't know. Did he power to? Let me look at this.
Oh, he powered to build a dwelling. Yeah, there it is. He used his
Okay.
power to build a dwelling. Damn. Okay. Okay. Well, I won't 100% call game then because haligh not getting a pass tally is pretty big, and Swarmlings should almost certainly continue to delay here and let Zoras take the dwelling tile, and then let Swarmlings take the trading post tile.
Yep.
So Myoblast should just advance dig again here.
Yep. Advanced dig. I don't know what else you're doing, but yeah, advanced dig
Oh,
seems fine.
he sent a priest to fire.
You know what? I hate it. Thanks. I hate it. He actually will overproduce priest next round. Fun fact.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why he didn't want to send it to a cult, but that's what, like, just advanced dig, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Advanced
But
dig.
I guess giving himself slight tempo on fire isn't the worst either, because he's gonna take fire too and send a priest to fire. So I guess he probably had to send one priest to fire at some point anyhow.
Okay.
Yeah, never mind. Maybe the tempo play is fine.
Now see what you're doing here, right? And again, as your co-host, I appreciate these sorts of things, right? I do. But what you're doing right here is trying to make, like, finagle something into something that's not, right? So
it is more than something it's not. Like, there's legitimately reason for him to want one more step on fire. He's gonna take fire too. He's gonna send a priest to fire, and then he's gonna need to take one more step on fire somehow.
Oh, he has an extra priest. Where did his extra priest come from? He didn't have a priest.
He got two from Sanctuary and two from the cult.
I thought he had 3 left in his supply. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, maybe it didn't show the one that he sent to fire back. But
oh, he sent it. Did he? Oh, he sent it to fire as in just a 1-up.
Yeah. Not a permanent. Yeah. Sorry, he sent. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. My overlay went down for a hot second, so I was casting blind.
Everybody's laughing at nerdcube here of taking the coins even though he doesn't need them. And so haligh is saying that looks like a block because I guess haligh was hoping to get the coins here, but
no, he definitely needs coins. Like, I mean, he doesn't need them, but
haligh definitely wanted the coins, so I agree. I think it was right for nerdcube to take the coins because what else was he gonna do with his power anyhow? I guess take workers, but like, nah, take the coins.
Yeah,
make other people's lives. You know, he has to try to beat haligh, and again, I don't really think he can. But the fact he has a 9 victory point pass tile and haligh has no points on the pass, I don't know. Maybe nerdcube does have a chance still.
Yeah, he's got to upgrade shipping. He's got to get temples.
I think his round is essentially 2 temples, 2 trading posts, so that's 16 coins. Shipping is 20.
And then he's got 7 left over. Just, for the college fund.
Well, he does want to build another dwelling, which would take 2 more coins. It would also take a worker, which, I mean, he has a priest he could use as a worker, and he could take like a priest town. So, yeah, I mean, he's gonna he probably will still end the game with, I guess, a coin or 2, but
yeah, you get a coin. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's ending the game with 7 coins. I think he's ending the game with 7 coins, and I think haligh is gonna.
He's gonna build at least. He's gonna build at least a dwelling or 2 this round. He has to for his network.
That's fair.
So, but I guess I'm not convinced he is gonna build 2 temples, 2 trading posts. But I guess again, I don't know how he gets his town otherwise.
I think he's building 2.
To be honest, what he really wants is to get enough power for the workers' power action.
Yeah, I highly doubt that's happening, but sure, we can live that world.
Yeah.
So what I think is happening is he's probably going to do 2 fire, 1 air, and then take and then build 2 more dwellings.
I think that's right. haligh didn't take air 1, so haligh is about to be blocked on air 1 because I think nerdcube certainly is going to take it.
Yep.
But maybe haligh just doesn't have the resources to build a temple this round.
Yeah,
although he totally does. He only needs to build 2 more dwellings, which he has, and then he still has enough to build like more stuff. So That might have been one of the rare little mistakes here from haligh. I think haligh was supposed to temple for air 1.
Mm-hmm. It happens. It happens to the best of
It
us.
it does. Yeah. No player is perfect. So, but
Tell you what, I think both of us can say that without a doubt we are far from it. So.
I just played a game like a day or two ago where I made a really frustrating mistake and let nerdcube beat me. So that was not good.
And I played a game where I upgraded a temple to a sanctuary and then proceeded to dig as giants and said, "Oh, that means I can't place my landscape."
Yep,
Big
I think we've probably all done that, but yeah, that one's always really frustrating.
Oh, it's real frustrating.
Swarm take fire 2 like we expected. That'll help them get a 3rd town real easy here, and they are going to win 3 cults. So like
Yeah.
they're doing pretty good Swarm things, but yeah, I don't think it's quite enough. But
Okay, and we see
we do see Air 1. Yep.
Temple Air 1. I like it. I'm a fan.
I'm a big fan too, actually. I like it a lot. I actually thought he clearly builds one more trading post, but then he can just go temple for fire 2. I guess he's at a slight risk if dwarves block fire 2. Oh no, because then he can still just build 2 temples. Yeah, never mind. Or 2 trading posts. It's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
But yeah, I think this Air 1 was a pretty big swing. I think nerdcube is in this game now. I think haligh needed to block Air 1 there.
Yeah, I agree, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So here we are. This is the world we live in. haligh is broke and living on a prayer.
I guess. Yeah, I guess haligh still has 6 points in priest. He builds another dwelling, is another 2 points. That's 8. He's gonna take like 11 points of a town, is 19. Still at like 125 plus some network and cults. God, yeah, it's really close between him and nerdcube.
Yep. As the arena ranking show, they are very close.
Yeah, they're very good. I haven't been paying attention to Dwarves Network. That's been sloppy of me, but I think they're behind, and they are slightly.
You need to pay attention to Dwarves Network. It's fine.
Yeah, it looks like I don't need to pay attention to Dwarves Network. He just doesn't have hexes.
Yep. That's kind of how I feel about Dwarf Network.
So this is one of those games where I know Mike Chike is a big fan of it, but putting the landscape at F4 is such a like clever move because it lets you get to these grays on the bottom left because you can do a 2 tunnel. So I do wonder how much that has hurt dwarves here by not choosing to drop their landscape earlier in the game on that hex.
And that, interestingly enough, that's where he dug instead of digging E9.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, if he just takes E9, otherwise, also like he would get to these hexes that he's not. But
so it's the worst of both worlds.
Maybe he gets enough for a spade yet this round. Like he just needs a little leech to get the single spade, and then he could tunnel up to some stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. So where are we at? Nerdcube can take. Yeah, Zoras chose not to block fire 2, so Nerdcube's gonna take fire 2, which is great in his world.
Yeah, I would presume his next move is to take fire 2, and then he might just build a yellow hex before Swarmlings finish advancing dig and just start messing with him. But yeah, I think that's what I would do. If I'm nerdcube, I think I temple for fire 2 and then I build that dwelling on B1.
Where's B1? Ah, that's B1.
The upper left yellow. Because Swarmlings, once they advance dig, Swarmlings could just take that hex or at least turn it a different color. And nerdcube is fighting for network. He really needs to build at least 1 dwelling, and I think he wants to build 2 dwellings this round still.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that, but they could. Like, I don't think it's their first thing they're doing. I think they're probably gonna do.
I don't think it's the first thing Swarmlings are going to do either. But Swarmlings did just finish advancing dig, so
Yeah.
I trust nobody once that happens. I mean, I think Swarmlings are advancing their dig so that they can just drop their landscape, right? I mean, that's
the reasonable play. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. But I might, if I'm nerdcube, I might just build that hex right now. I don't really know if Swarmlings are going to mess with it, but it's a big blow to me if Swarmlings do decide to mess with it. I guess it's a big blow to me too if Fire 2 gets taken, but Zoras isn't going to take Fire 2 on us.
I'm back. What
So,
happened? Sorry,
nothing. I'm just talking about how I think nerdcube should be taking B1. I think that's what he's debating here. He has pressure on if he want, like Fire 2 and B1. I think are slight pressure points right now.
I don't think he even has pressure on Fire 2 though.
I don't. That's what I was basically arguing though. I don't think there's any way Zoras takes Fire 2. Like
Zoras has already said, "I'm not taking it." Right. So
yeah.
like, at the end of the day,
I think Zoras just wants single dig. And so yeah, he does take B1 here. God, he's such a good player.
I love how we're like looking at this like, oh, he definitely took that thing. Incredible. Just like places a dwelling on the board. World champion.
Okay, fair enough. I might be talking about a little bit, but yeah.
I mean, not that he doesn't deserve it, but you can't call somebody a world champion for placing a dwelling down.
So, I mean, one of the ways that you're a really good Terra Mystica player is making sure you're prioritizing everything every round, though, right? Like, it's a bit hyperbole to give him too much kudos for that, but I think there's a lot of players that don't make prioritization, like do the right priorities in the final round. I think there's a lot of players that are just like, nah, Swarmlings won't dig my hex, but
no, I totally agree with you. It's funny because the idea that Swarmlings are that they're the differences between a good player and a great player is like 4 moves in a game, right?
Yeah.
Like, and those 4 moves are insanely like hard and important. So I don't think you can I don't think you can understate how important it is. All right. Yes. No, I don't think you can overstate it, which you did, but only by a little. That's where I'm at here. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
ran it back around.
The main point you have there is exactly correct. Like the difference between a player of Myoblast and the rest of these guys at these tables are largely just like 3 or 4 fairly kind of minor seeming things, but that's just enough to build edges, and it's hard to perfectly like get the timing and be paying enough attention to everybody to know what's under the most pressure and what has to be done. And yeah, I mean that's what I mean. That's part of what makes some of these top players just so good, though. They have a really good read on what other people are up to or where they could be threatened, and they prioritize everything in the right orders.
Yeah, I agree. I'm curious what
Myoblast is thinking about here. Like, I think Myoblast should just put his landscape down and take a town.
I can tell you what he's thinking. How late can I make Chris to his appointment?
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, like if Myoblast, I think Myoblast needs to just drop his landscape and take the 11-point town. I don't think there's any other town he wants as badly as just 11 points. So
yeah, it is what it is. And I'm obviously kidding, but not really. No, it's fine.
Oh, he took the 8-pointer. Again, small mistake here. I think. I don't think those called steps are worth 3 victory points.
Not even the teeniest bit. What one was he losing? What cult was he losing?
Air is the only concern, I guess. You have to be worried that dwarves are going to take air 3. But even then, you have priests that you just don't really need for anything. So yeah. Again, I think that's a small mistake there. I think you're supposed to just take the 11. The 11-pointer is available, right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, it is.
11-pointer is available.
I think that was just largely 3 points lost. Yep. I guess it gave him a step on Earth, so maybe that's a point and a coin.
Yeah, it's one of those.
But still not enough.
Yeah, it's oddly enough a small break in the worst place for nerdcube, because nerdcube really actually needed that needed the 8-point down.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, all those cult steps were actually really good for nerdcube. So yeah,
It was
that is a good point.
huge swing for him. So
Yeah.
it is a tough break, but it is what it is, right? I don't think it was with any malice that it happened. It just happened.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. But yeah, you're right. That is slightly bad for nerdcube probably, but
yeah, because and the worst part about that is all of those particular ones were darklings, right? So
yeah, swings on haligh, and that's what the real battle here is. It's haligh and nerdcube for the win, and not just because it's the win for arena champ. I really do think these two players are the ones going to be first and second in this specific game.
I agree. And that's so actually let's look at that. That was so let's assume that he's taking fire 2, right? This is an assumption we're making that he's taking fire 2. If he does that, then it's a 5-point swing. No, it's a 4-point swing against haligh and a 1-point swing otherwise. So no, a 2-point swing otherwise. So a total of 7 points. So 15 points he just lost against the winner. Compared to an 11-point tile.
Yeah.
So.
Although, after I'm doing the math here, Myoblast is still in this game.
Don't you lie to me. I swear to God, if we have a winners interview with some random human being.
So I don't know if he's actually going to win, but like I'm just doing the rough math on people's scores, and I have nerdcube in the low 140s, and I just did Myoblast, and Myoblast is in the low to mid 140s as well. And then I'll do Darklings here real quick, but
okay, good.
Let's see, Darklings of 11.
Don't you dare do that math on the stream though. You do that quietly. You come back me with a number.
I mean, I did the other ones quietly, so I'll do these ones quietly too. That's fine.
I love it. We can't have just like randomly random numbers thrown around here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, now Durgan?
Okay, never mind. Darklings should win. I have Darklings in the low 150s. So.
Okay, Durgan. I don't know what your actual how to pronounce your name, so we're gonna go with Durgan, right?
Deranged?
No, Durgan.
Oh wait, no, you're right. It's not quite deranged because there's an extra N. This is the wrong spot.
This is the wrong spot. See, I'm telling you, it's Durgan. Back to this point though, right? Like, yeah, it is. So when we're talking about players like a Myoblast, or let's put some other players on Myoblast, right? So like, who are some other players that are good but not like phenomenal, right? Like, anyways,
there's a lot of players.
There's a lot of players like that, right? Like, when those players are playing, right? It's not that we're saying they're bad and they're not like, how dare they even play in this game, right? It's that like the difference between the top of Terra Mystica and that level looks like it is inches, but it is miles, right? It's like when you look at, perfect example. So American football, right? You look at the end score of an NFL game, right? And it's 27-20, right? But what you don't realize is that one of the teams got like 10 points at the end of it on garbage time. So is that really showing the difference? I know that isn't perfect.
Yeah, and that's not a perfect analogy, but honestly, like I can literally point to a thing right now. Myoblast just took an action, and he's left his power at full. Like, that's a mild inefficiency that he's running here. If he would convert a power to a coin, it's reasonably likely that he's gonna possibly get a free power, income here or there that he's gonna miss out on now.
Mm-hmm.
like if nerdcube upgrades a temple next to Swarmlings up in the north somewhere or something, like I don't know if that's gonna happen, but like there's no reason to leave your power here capped. Like it's just a small little error, but these expert players will very much not do that, or very rarely do that, and it's just like a small little inefficiency Myoblast is running right now, and it might only cost them a coin.
Yeah,
but a coin is a third of a victory point at the end. Like every little small little third of a victory point adds up to your 3 victory points worse on average or something, and that is a pretty big difference to make up.
Yeah, this is it's a matter of like of being like of again the difference between your upper tier players and your top level players. It seems like inches, but it's miles.
And exactly this. Nerdcube just built that temple. Myoblast just lost out on a free power. Like, so yeah. Again, I don't need to hammer home Myoblast here. Like, we all do this at times, but this is exactly the small little inefficiencies that you can try to fix in your own game.
Exactly.
Nerdcube does do Fire 2 like we thought. And then he gets a town. I'm assuming he's just going to take the 11 pointer at this point, but he still, actually it might be a priest town. I think he still wants workers for fighting network potentially, but it's pretty equivalent. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, it's very similar. At least we know he's not taking the work town anymore. At least
actually I think it is a priest town though, because priest lets him build a trading post and another dwelling. And still advanced ship. Yeah, and so it is a priest town. Yep, I think that's good.
Yep, I'm a fan.
I think that messes up my math slightly, because I think I had Darklings tying nomads on network, and I think now nomads are going to outright win network.
So how are they outright winning network?
Well, because nomads are going to get one more structure down, and Darklings are only going to get one more as well.
Did you not have them getting one more structure down before? Because they were.
I had nomads and Darklings tying on network. That was my theory. It was wrong. Yeah, it was wrong, but it was my rough math. So
I told you what was happening already, and you just ignored it. Like, we had an agreement of what was happening, and you were like, "Nah, friend, that's not happening."
I mean, to be fair, Darklings might still be tying network, because they might still build a temple, a trading post, and 2 dwellings. Like, they have a decent power resources. I'm not actually sure they can achieve that. I haven't done the exact math, but
I'm gonna be honest. They're probably and Mertz just said it in chat, right? I was getting to it, but yeah, they're probably blocking that yellow. Somebody's blocking that yellow. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, Swarmlings are gonna block the yellow down. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, not Swarm. I don't think Swarmlings are blocking the yellow. I think Darklings are blocking the yellow.
Oh, Darklings have 3 ship. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they can do it. It's rough, but
yeah, they will do it. You're right. As soon as nomads upgrade. Yeah, so I do think it's going to be a network tie. And actually, dwarves are going to tie on network then too. They're all going to be at 14 structures.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Well, that's good for Team Swarmlings.
Don't you dare. I will not bring a random man onto my stream.
Yeah, look.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All I'm trying to tell you is Team Swarmlings still have a trading post that gets them to 110. They pass for 112, and then they're winning 3 cults, or 122 and 3 cults. Like, I mean, they're nearly 150 as well.
I get it. Swarmlings are having a good game. Anyways, all right, back to this game, back to reality.
So I will at this point, like, Zoras is a strong player. I think he's largely made pretty good decisions. I guess haligh blocking him has cost him a decent bit for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I'd still like to loop back to dwarves who are just overbid in this setup. Like, I think dwarves are taking 4th here.
I don't think they were overbid if they took that hex. I just don't. Like, if they like, the difference of they had the hex and if they didn't have that hex is massive. It's at least, let's say,
it's a town.
Yeah,
it's a town.
It's at least 9 points. Let's call it what it is. It's at least 9 points.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and actually, he's probably going to be dwarves are not that far out of it. It probably is only like 9 points out of it. So.
All right. So there's a new Fire 2 tournaments policy. We're having a ban on math. So I'm just letting you know, math is banned.
Well, all right, Weber, you're banned.
No. Anybody in chat can do it. No commentators are mathing.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's just commentators math.
Okay, you're good, Weber. You're good, Weber.
Yeah, you're good. We'll allow it. We'll allow it for a little bit, okay? Perhaps we'll ban math if Fire 2 open. I don't know. But right now, I didn't put that in the rules, so you're okay.
All right. Curious what town Darklings are taking.
Coin town?
He is taking Coin Town. So that does confirm that Darklings are gonna go. Darklings aren't gonna outright win Network now. Darklings are gonna build a temple, build a trading post, outright win Network.
Yeah, Darklings are gonna outright win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The only thing is nerdcube. Does nerdcube can send his priest to Earth? Oh, single dig is gone. Never mind. Can't do shit.
Oh, trust me. Trust me, I've already looked at this and I've already been like, okay. The only way he's doing anything is if Swarblings have just a bit of niceness in their heart that say, you know what? We can go ahead and just dig that little.
Gross. Okay, Swarblings just did another move I don't like.
We've already talked about this. We're moving on.
Okay, fine.
If Swarmlings threw their little bit of hope at Nerdcube, right, and dug that hex back yellow, maybe we'd have a different game. But that's not happening. I'm gonna be honest, it's not happening at all. But no, I can't see any reason why it would. Is there a world where Myoblast wins if they tie on Network, or is it just that he's coming in worse?
I think the problem is I think Myoblast needed the 3-way tie on Network. I think he needed Nomads, Darklings, and Dwarves all to be at 14.
Yeah, that isn't happening anymore. Okay.
Now, the other problem is Myoblast doesn't have extra resources left because I'm warming up to the temple. The only reason you build temple is because you're going to manually build another trading post. Because you have trading post pass tile and air 1, that's now a 6-point trading post. Like he has to manually build a trading post here.
How is? Yeah. Okay. How is that a 6-point trading post? Tell me, friend.
Because he has water 1 for 3. He has 2 points on the pass tile and then 1 point from air 1, so 6.
Yeah, but he had that already. He had 3 of those points already.
That, but now he built the temple. Yeah, so that's why I said that's why I initially didn't like the temple play. Like he built a temple for 4 points, but he spent 3 points of resources on it. So like the whole sequence here is actually a couple victory points though. Now that I realized he does have the resources to rebuild the trading post, so like it's fine.
Okay. Well,
but I guess that does mean he has 1 extra worker, so like he could still throw. He could throw Nerdcube a bone by.
He's not throwing Nerdcube a bone. Don't even put that.
I think it's wrong, but making Nerdcube and haligh tie on Network is maybe still right for Swarmlings, but yeah, I can't do the math that fast. So
yeah, don't put that energy out in the world. Okay. So
yeah, so with haligh outright winning Network, I assume haligh has to be winning the game, but it's still pretty close.
We're gonna have perhaps the shortest winner's interview in the world, in that it doesn't exist. That's what I have to say about that.
You could always try to schedule it later, but yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be the shortest sign off in the world. And I have my shoes on already.
Or you could just run. Yeah, just go ahead.
No, I have to shut off the stream.
Well, shut off the stream and then run. Yeah.
No. I've got time. Okay, I've got time if people know what they're doing. Okay.
All right.
I have time. I have time. I have the shoes ready.
It didn't sound like you did, but yeah.
No, I've made the time. I've made the time. Right. I have the shoes at the ready.
All right.
So let's look at this final thing. Taking water 2 like a champ.
Yep. Myoblast should build a trading post and then probably sends a priest to Earth just to get 1 more point on dwarves.
Yep.
Nerdcube's last move is probably send a priest to air to fight Darklings on air. Although Darklings have water too now,
Yeah,
so that's not good. Never
that's not
mind.
even open.
Nerdcube's also going to send a priest to fire then.
Yep.
And then haligh just has to build a trading post at another dwelling.
Accurate. Does Myoblast get second?
It's Myoblast is really close, but like, gosh, these other guys have so many points too. But yeah, I don't know for sure. That's why I keep trying to constantly redo the math. Myoblast may be still winning for all I know. I mean, he's going to be at 129 plus 28 on Colts. I mean, like, that's a 157.
I would like to point out that as of 5 minutes ago, I banned math.
Sorry, you're right. God damn it.
Right? It's not even 5 minutes have passed, and you're just like, no, we got to do math again. This is okay.
Well, this is how I play Terra Mystica at the end of the games. I like constantly am running projections on where everybody's at.
Oh yeah,
I can do them in my head pretty well. But yeah, it's probably not that thrilling to necessarily hear them on cast. I don't know.
This is the difference. I'll say it this much: like now that we're in the twilight of the game, we're all like we kind of know what's going on, right? We can talk about this, but this is the difference between the kind of like good player, great player, or like 550 player, 600 plus player. Is that like I will sit here and be like, I don't know, I just kind of want the drama. I want to feel it, right? And you're like, all right, no, I need to know.
Do you want the drama of who's winning between haligh and Myoblast?
I want the drama in my life, okay?
Okay. I will let you have the drama, but yes, I know the answer.
I don't want it. Remember,
okay.
I have the power to boot you from this entire call.
I'm just telling you that if you're trying to organize a winners interview, you might. I don't know if you have the Discord for this player.
Great. Why are you like this? Why? I'm banning you from this entire tournament. I'm gonna ban you from Fire to Open.
All right. Anyhow, this is a great game. Haligh is, I'm pretty sure, is our arena champion. Congratulations to him. Very strong showing from all these players. A very worthy final. Thanks to Myoblast for such a nice, strong Swarmlings game in here too. This was an awesome table to watch.
Oh, this was a really awesome table to watch.
And yeah, this is a crazy close endgame. Everybody's gonna break 140, I think.
They will. You're lying to me? No, you're not. You're not lying to me.
I'm not lying to you. Swarmlings have won this game. Yeah.
I quit. I quit. I'm done. We're shutting it down. This is the end of Fire 2 tournaments.
A hell of a game from Myoblast. Yeah. I was too harsh on him at too many points too. His moves kept working. He did really good stuff. It does look like Nomads maybe we're supposed to. It looks like Swarmlings maybe should have kept getting bid a little more, and yeah,
that's fair. So like Swarmlings are like, I'll say this much, right? Like, and this is just to defend myself while I'm running away, right? So like, Swarmlings have this like ability where they have the ability to like be very resilient to like mistakes, if that makes sense, right? Like you can pilot them.
Yeah.
To a 140 point game easily. Not to say that he didn't do well, right?
Yeah.
But like there were mistakes and they happened, but at the end of the day he won and that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he made a lot of really good choices. He probably made a couple of small little things here and there, but I do agree that Swarmlings, once you kind of learn how to play them, you kind of just get points. If you just take water 1, air 1, do this, build these towns. Yeah, it's hard not to just collect a lot of points. But
yeah. If I had to do it all again, I would. Or if I had to summarize this up, I think a lot of it was that Nerdcube and haligh kind of like fought each other a lot, right? And or haligh tried to fight Nerdcube too much. And because of that, I think Swarmlings were able to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely could be part of it. It does look like these players maybe like I get that Swarmlade still got the 2 key town, but there really was a lack of cult competition. I really thought dwarves were going to hammer one cult harder to try to win one cult.
Yep.
Instead, Zoras has a lot of second and third places.
Agreed.
Still wonder if he could have just like hammered fire for the win instead.
Yep.
Uh,
Anyways,
but yeah,
Myoblast, if you're listening, uh, enter the fire to open, I guess. I don't know, like, do a thing. I've got to go. I have to like leave this second. So great job. Seriously, great job. Phenomenal stuff. Thank you for being with me, and thank you for co-casting at the most short notice humanly possible. So
yeah, it was great. It's fun. Congrats, Mile, on the win, and congrats, haligh, on the arena win.
yep. All right. Later, guys. Bye.
Yep. Bye, everyone.